Mahito is a versatile character with both short and mid to long ranged attacks such as Stockpile or Soulfire. Mahito, like most of the characters in Jujutsu Shenanigans, has 100 standard health and is overall a well all-rounder character. Mahito's special is known as Self-Transfiguration, allowing him to switch between variants of his M1s. Mahito has two different types of M1s aside from his base M1s, with these being Club Mode and Blade Mode. The special also does not cost a percentage of your awakening while also having essentially no cooldown. Mahito's regular M1s do 3 damage as with every other character with the same dash time and mechanic. In Blade Mode, your character's M1s are faster but deal slightly less damage. However, upon dashing, you won't be able to control the direction of the dash during it, but the dash will deal 6.5 damage. Also, the dash will charge 2 players and can even cause destruction. Lastly, Blade Mode has a longer dash cooldown, with it being instead of 5 seconds, now 8. Club Mode has a significantly slower M1, but in return gains more damage, with the first 2 M1s doing 4 damage and the last 2 M1s dealing 5. The last 2 M1s can block break opponents, and the M1s even have a unique bin as the dash compared to any other character. Similarly, the dash cooldown is longer, with it now being 10 seconds or double the time as the base M1 variant. Mahito's first attack is Stockpile. Mahito summons 2 large hammers, one purple and the other green, that batter the opponent with 2 hits, sending them flying. The second swing is an unblockable attack, with the first hit being blockable. The attack deals 12 damage in total, with 6 damage for each swing, with a cooldown of 12 seconds, and also bypasses an opponent's ragdoll. Stockpile has an air variant, where Mahito launches up into the air before slamming onto the enemy nearby. This variant of Stockpile is also unblockable and deals 10 damage with a cooldown of 12 seconds. Soulfire fires 3 transfigured humans toward the target, dealing 12 damage with 4 for each transfigured human. The attack can be blocked, with the first 2 transfigured humans only dealing stun, with the third dealing both stun and ragdoll. Soulfire has a variant where if the user has 1 or more transfigured humans or flesh, the user will be able to use them as bullets. If the bullets miss, they will be transformed back into a minion unless they are transfigured flesh. Focus Strike is an amplification of cursed energy, striking the opponent in the chest before pushing them backwards with a stun. Focus Strike is a blockable attack, dealing 10 damage with a 15-second cooldown. Focus Strike has a variant, with you being able to Black Flash by using the attack twice simultaneously. The variant will push them far back, with a Black Flash dealing 12 damage with a 15-second cooldown. Chain Whip is a variant of Focus Strike that can be used while in Blade Mode. By using Focus Strike in Blade Mode, the user will swing their fist, but midway through, the user's arm will become a large chain swinging upward, catching anyone nearby. Chain Whip is an unblockable attack, dealing 3 damage with a 15-second cooldowns. While in Club Mode, Mahito gains another variant regarding Focus Strike, known as Home Run. Home Run is an unblockable variant of Focus Strike that bypasses an opponent's ragdoll, dealing 18 damage with a cooldown of 15 seconds. If the opponent attempts to block the attack, the ragdoll will be also longer. Body Repel is an amalgamation composed of 4 transfigured humans that charge at the target. The attack can also be steered during its windup by turning your screen. Body Repel has a variant that can be used by using Focus Strike at the same time as Body Repel. The variant will cause the amalgamation to simply move forward, but this time moving you with it, being a good chain with attacks such as Soulfire. Transfigured humans are an important part of Mahito's moveset based off of the distorted transfigured humans from Jujutsu Kaisen, with them being able to be obtained from the deliveries or from the Focus Strike finisher, dropping 1 to 2 transfigured humans. Transfigured humans are minions that vary in size, with TZE's Avatar that assist you in combat, being able to fight other players, dummies, and even other transfigured humans that have been summoned. The transfigured humans, smaller than that of a regular player, have a moveset consisting of Clever, Black Mucus, and Brute Force. However, if the transfigured human is larger than that of a regular player, the moveset will instead consist of Swift Kick, Brute Force, Justice Serve, and Elbow Drop. Aside from transfigured humans, Mahito also has transfigured flesh. Transfigured flesh can be obtained through the Focus Strike finisher and can be stored inside the user. Transfigured's flesh is a large unbreakable wall that can be used whether it be for running away or blocking an area off. The flesh can be used by spitting it out before tossing it to the desired area.
ダメだ俺こそが呪いだ
Mahito's awakening is known as Essence of the Soul. Essence of the Soul lasts 1 minute while healing the user 45 health and dealing 15 damage to any player nearby. Mahito has an awakening Black Flash, in which a heavy Black Flash will be performed by pressing the awakening button at the cost of 10% of the awakening. The attack grants the user immunity frames, but puts idle transfiguration on a 15-second cooldown. Idle Transfiguration is an unblockable attack dealing 15 damage for the first hit and 300 for the second, due to it automatically finishing anyone with the second hit with a 15-second cooldown. The attack is mid-range, with the user rushing towards the opponent before attacking them. Finishing someone using the attack will cause the move to have no cooldown for its next usage, allowing it to be used multiple times during the span of Mahito's awakening. Body Disfigure has 3 variants: Drill Splitter, Heart Piercer, and Force Grab. When using Drill Splitter, the user turns their feet into horses, drop-kicking the enemy. If the drop-kick lands, the user will also drill their hand into the enemy. The attack leaves the enemy ragdolled for a short period after the attack is used. Heart Piercer can be triggered by using Body Disfigure while in Blade mode. Heart Piercer raises the user into the air with a cloud of tendrils sticking out, which then deal destruction. Any player encountered with this attack is unable to evade out of it and is stuck to the tendril. The final variant of Body Disfigure is Force Grab. Force Grab can be used by using Body Disfigure while the user is in club mode. Force Grab will extend the user's hand back before grabbing the enemy, forcing them to jump in order to be released from the hand's grasp. Overall, all these attack variants are great, with Body Disfigure being an amazing awakening move. Spike Wrath is a blockable move dealing 25 damage with a cooldown of 25 seconds. Spike Wrath causes the user to transform into a blob with huge spiky legs, stomping into the ground, attacking anyone nearby, while also granting the user a faster walk speed. Embodiment of Self-Perfection is Mahito's domain expansion. Mahito's domain is an empty void with hands forming a flower-like shape. Anyone inside the domain has a transfiguration meter, depleting if the caster of the domain gets close to them. If you take damage, the meter will speed up, draining even faster, and if the meter is fully drained, you will slowly take damage before becoming transfigured. Mahito has great attacks in both its base and awakened form, so with that said, I will showcase 3 combos you can probably learn to use with both its awakening and base attacks, ranging from easy to a little more difficult and challenging. Mahito's True Awakening can be accessed by landing the first Awakening Flashback twice. After, the user will morph into their true form, gaining all of the Super Awakening attacks such as Widespread Strike, Face Split, Crushing Rushdown, and Head Splitter. Mahito, however, is unable to use the original special due to the binding vow made in order to obtain and utilize his true form. Mahito's True Awakening has 2 specials, these being Distorted Dash and Sinister Spurs. Distorted Dash makes it so that if you dash, you spin countless times dealing out slashes before launching forward at your enemy. Sinister Spurs allows the sharp points on Mahito's limbs to be used with Mahito lunging towards the opponents with his M1s. These M1s will deal an increased amount of damage, being equal to the damage dealt through M1s with club mode in Mahito's base form. Widespread Strikes is an attack in which Mahito crouches before rushing around swiftly, causing the appearance of after images. Anyone caught inside is now trapped and hit with the fury of slices. This is one of Mahito's unblockable attacks, dealing 56 damage with a cooldown of 20 seconds, with the attack being able to bypass an opponent's ragdoll. Face Split is a long-range dash attack where Mahito grabs the target by the face before leaping around 3 times before doing one final leap, slamming the opponent into the ground. Crushing Rushdown is also a mid to long range rush attack where the user sends multiple tendrils out grasping onto the opponent before ramming into them, carrying them a long distance. The attack is able to be synergized with Face Split during its charge up, allowing for Face Splits to slam them far away. Head Splitter is an overpowered counter, probably the strongest in the entire game, in which Mahito performs a stance resembling their block but slightly slower. If the user is attacked during this animation, the user will swiftly go behind the attacker before slicing their head clean off. This is a strong counter as it has the ability to one-shot a player or attack multiple players, dealing less damage the more people there are. Anyways, that's going to be pretty much it, but I hope this has helped you learn a bit more about Mahito regarding its attacks or the combos the character is truly capable of, since it is one of the more detailed characters in JJS, but really has no true playstyle.